Talking and tweeting business in Torbay and South Devon. This is the TorbayHour radio show.
So, good evening, Monday evening, which means that just after 8 o'clock, it is time for the TorbayHour radio show. Good evening, it's Rick here. We've got Martin in the studio. Good evening, Martin.
Good evening.
And also our special guest in the studio tonight is Josie Dealey from the Torquay Squash and Racquet Club. Is that right?
It is. Good evening.
Good evening. Wow. So tonight, bearing in mind we spent the months before Christmas stacking up on cake and stuff like that. We've taken, there's a bit of a New Year's resolution. We're getting fit in the new year. We're going to be talking about squash and getting fit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that because I know nothing about it. Right. Okay, moving swiftly on. So anyway, more from Josie very soon. We've also, of course, got our 142nd. We've got our account of the week. We've got music tonight. I tell you what, one of our 142nd pitches tonight is from Brixfest. We've got an exclusive announcement tonight as well.
Ooh.
It's all there. Plus, if you want to get in touch, you know the way to do it. You do it via Twitter. We talk and we tweet business on a Monday night between 8 and 9. Business in Torbay and South Devon specifically, and to do that you need the details, which Martin has.
It is at Torbay_hour or hashtag TorbayHour.
It is as easy as that. Has it been a good week?
It's been a very good week, very productive, lots of things happening behind the scenes, so lots of work going on.
Oh, hello, this sounds like there's something afoot.
Tweet-ups and things like that, yeah, lots of things coming in.
All right, we like that. We like that. Now, as ever, what we like to do is we like to have an account of the week. If you would like to be an account of the week, and this is a chance for you to talk about your business, what you do, and everything like that, then get in touch during the week. You never know, it could be you next week. This week, though,
The featured accounts with the Works Torbay. Flexible, affordable workspace. A new way of working and doing business.
Okay, this week our featured account is Northwoods. Now, they're an estate agent. We've been going through a rash of estate agents at the moment. Simon Beck is in from Northwood. It's a bit of a chilly one tonight. Thanks for coming in. Simon.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's it's certainly very chilly tonight, but looking forward to having a chat with you.
So, estate agency.
Yep, estate agency and lettings is really our business. We've two strands to our business, really, based in Torquay. But our speciality really is in the lettings field in terms of providing a full comprehensive service to landlords, and that sort of leads on to a degree to the sales process as well, where our specialisation really is in investment properties and providing a service to investors. Not to say that we don't deal with all sorts of properties, but that really is our key niche market.
Okay, now is this commercial or residential?
This is all residential, so
okay.
residential properties.
So how is the market? I mean, we're hearing all of the government are telling us that things are rosy and we've never had it so good. Is this the case, or are you seeing an upturn in the market?
I think certainly the property industry is probably one of the biggest rogues in terms of statistics. As they say, there are lies, damn lies and statistics, and that really is the case in the industry. For whatever story you want to tell, I'm sure there's a big player in the industry will tell you that things are either marvellous or desperate, depending on what particular angle they want on the market.
Okay.
But what have we seen over the last 4 to 5 years? I think certainly the lettings market has been fairly static. There was a big rush around 2006 point for people to move to letting properties or to renting properties that they're living in, and that really pushed up the rental. It was just the old supply and demand situation, pushed rents really up to affordability levels, and that's really where we've sat for the last few years, I think, with fairly static wages. Of course, that's led to fairly static market rents on properties. Not to say that they're pretty high, I think, in terms of general affordability, certainly compared to what they were 10, 15 years ago.
Now, this part of the world, I guess the kind of one of the bogeymen is the buy-to-let for second homes. Is there a lot of that going on, or are we moving away from that now?
There are pockets in the area where it's the second home holiday market, I think, which is causing quite a lot of impact on local availability of properties, and you certainly see that in the South Hams an awful lot. In the Torbay area particularly, well, there's a large private rental sector anyway. What we have seen is pressure on local authorities, reduced local authority housing stock and indeed housing association stock, which has led to more reliance on the private rental sector. So, of course, the more people coming in for investment properties, the more they're feeding that demand for private rental accommodation in the area. So, it serves a purpose. There is a large population looking to rent properties, both Torbay and Teignbridge areas, and that's to meet that demand.
Okay, now if you're coming to the rental market wanting to rent maybe your first house or something like that, what kind of hoops do you have to jump? If you're trying to get a mortgage, the hoops you have to jump through are incredible. What's it like for someone who wants to rent a property?
Well, of course, a lot of people are coming into rental simply because the hoops are too big, and really the big impact on that is the size of deposit that's required, or the size of mortgage that the banks are willing to lend. Obviously, the rental market, you're not looking at such big upfront costs, of course, but there are costs there. I mean, you're looking at I think I saw a report today about the average amount of money to be put down on a private rental property for a move-in is around £1,700 across the whole country. So, it's quite a big outlay before you move into a property.
And then, of course, you've got to find all the sofas and the chairs and the fridges and stuff like that.
That's it. And generally, the local rental market is for unfurnished properties. And again, it's surprising that it does vary. If we were sitting in Scotland, we'd be saying everything's furnished, which of course does reduce the cost. But the standard really across England is for unfurnished properties. So yes, and that generally includes all your white goods as well. So there's quite a lot of expense in setting up your first home, much the same as if you bought.
Thank goodness for eBay, eh? So listen, tell us about yourselves. Where are you based?
We're based in Union Street in Torquay, so we're at the top by Castle Circus. We've been there for about 4.5 years. The company's a locally owned company, but we are part of a national franchise. There's about 85 Northwood offices across the country, all working to the same business format. So, in my view, it gives you the best of both worlds, really. A lot of local knowledge of the area, local knowledge of the market, and of course we manage our properties in-house as well, so there's no farming off of maintenance, for example, to call centres up country. Right.
Now this is part of one of the key things. If you've got a property that you want to let, you're going to have a whole bucket load of concerns. Everything from, am I going to get the rent on time? Am I asking a sensible amount of rent? What happens if the roof bursts, if there's another storm or something like that? Are they all kinds of things which you take on?
Yeah, absolutely, and all the things you mentioned are part of that whole holistic view, really, to what your rental property is going to achieve for you, and that's something that we do really specialise in providing that overall advice to, I suppose, from the starting point, the person who walks into the office saying, I've had this fantastic idea, I'm going to buy a property to rent out, and talking them through the whole process, and that really is quite varied in terms of the things that need to be considered. Not only is it the amount of rent coming in, but as you say, it's the amount of maintenance that particular properties are likely to entail, and also the length of time that you can expect an income from a property as well. If we look specifically at Torbay, there are an awful lot of flats, lots of buildings converted into flats. There are some fantastic flats and apartments in Torbay. There are some, frankly, quite shabby flats and apartments in Torbay, and that does reflect across the likely market in terms of what people are willing to put up with in terms of a property. Let's face it, they're paying, as we said, a lot of money to move into a property, so they're going to expect something of a reasonable standard to move in, or at least they are if you're going to expect a tenant to stay in a property for a decent length of time.
Is the buy-to-let mortgage something now which lenders have kind of shied away from, or is it sort of back in the frame?
I think it's back in the frame. From what I gather anecdotally, yes, like all lending, it's tight. The conditions that they're looking at are very much more stringent than they perhaps were 10 years ago. But the buy-to-let market, buy-to-let mortgage is very much still there, and there are lots of people who depend on that funding to actually get their properties.
I mean, there used to be a phrase, didn't there? I don't know if it's still used, as safe as houses in terms of financial investment. Is investing in property still something to view for the long term, the sort of 25-year of a mortgage, or are we not seeing that kind of return anymore?
Well, I mean, of course, you're looking into the future. Who knows what's going to happen? But I mean,
I expect you to know.
do many things, but I think in respect of the market, I think property has always done well in the past. I think historically, and I think probably in the long term, it would return investment. Having said that, in the short term, those people who've maybe bought properties, particularly around just before the crash in 2006, 2007, will probably be ruined the day they bought some properties, which are still not returning what they want on it. So it's difficult in that respect.
Okay.
It's a case of how long you're prepared to sit out on the capital value of your property to actually make a decent return on it.
I guess for a lot of people, the hard bit is actually getting on the ladder. When you're on there, it's easy to then constantly look at the equity. But I guess the flip side is everybody else's property is going up in value as well. So if you're looking to realise some of that equity and move up the ladder, you're the same barrier.
You are. It depends what you're trying to achieve now, and as we're often saying to our clients, really, it's very much a business proposition renting out a property, and it's really going back to the establishments of business. What's your exit plan? What are you trying to achieve from your business, from your lettings, and that will vary according to the individual. So. Lots of people, for example, are looking to substitute pensions by buying some property. Yes, it's got some monthly income. Hopefully, the net yield on the property is reasonable to produce a decent monthly income on the property. And at the end of the day, you've still got the capital value, whatever that's going to be at the end of it. So it's horses for courses, really. It depends what people are trying to achieve in their own personal plans.
Okay, but you're the guys that can advise on all of that.
Well, I mean, certainly in the broadest terms of rental properties and likely expectations, yes, certainly, and alongside the mortgage advisors and the financial planners to help people come up with the right sort of strategy for their properties.
Tell us how we get in touch.
You can get in touch by telephone in Torquay 01803 202 979, or northwooduk.com is our website. Stacks of information on there as well about rental properties and in general, and of course our sales stock as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for coming in, and thanks for being our account of the week.
It's a pleasure.
The Featured Accounts with the Works Torbay. Flexible, affordable workspace. A new way of working and doing business.
So now we know we are firmly back on that property ladder. Marvellous. If you fancy being the account of the week next week, get in touch. You never know, it could be you. 12 minutes past 8, it is the TorbayHour radio show, brought to you by the Babacom Inn. I was about to mention the Christmas party nights, but we're 11 months away from that.
Yeah, a little bit far. But get planning.
Yeah, they'd probably take a booking quite happily. Anyway, now we're moving from property now to talking fitness. In fact, we're off to the Barton Road in Torquay. If you drive down that road quite a lot, how many people, just near the mini roundabout there, how many people are aware there's actually a squash club there?
Me.
You were? Yeah, I've played there as well. Someone who is fully aware of that is Josie Dealey. Welcome to the studio, Josie.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
You've taken on a bit of a challenge. It's a fairly new job for you, isn't it? Doing the marketing and publicity for the squash club.
It is, yeah. I only started in September, but it's a good challenge to have brought on my shoulders.
But already you've got a new logo. That's a good start.
Yeah, exactly. We just got the new logo when I just started, but we hadn't had anything, so it took me a bit of persuading, but we're finally up and running on Twitter.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Well, it's good to have you here tonight. We want to talk a bit about the club. The other thing, because, I mean, obviously I anyone that knows me will go, what, he's played squash? But I have played squash in there. There's actually a lot more to it than just squash courts, isn't there?
There is. My manager and I, we always talk about it like the TARDIS, if anyone's seen Doctor Who before, because from the outside it looks quite tiny, and you go inside and it's absolutely huge. I mean, we've got a gym, we've got 2 snooker tables, we've got pool, we've got outside table tennis. It's quite big.
How many squash courts are there? Because there's the glassback one, and then how many other?
And then we've got 4 other courts as well. So we've got quite a few.
Yeah, there's quite a few courts, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, you're open a long time as well. I normally ended up playing sort of very early in the morning, sort of 9 o'clock-ish, which kind of in hindsight was silly. But when are you open till at night?
Open till at night is 10:20 will be the last court time.
Right, okay.
We try and close earlier if we can, because obviously it's a bit late and we've got team matches on. but mainly 9 o'clock, I'd say.
Okay.
Is the best time.
Now, squash, for anyone that's not played squash, it kind of it was a bit of a yuppie game in the 80s, wasn't it? Everyone sort of went on the squash court, killed themselves with a heart attack, and that was it. But it's an incredibly intense sport, but it is fun, isn't it?
It is. It's brilliant fun. It's quite fast-paced. It definitely works on your agility. Definitely, if you're looking at burning the calories, I'd have a go at squash or maybe racquetball, which is a bit like tennis, but a bit like squash.
I was going to ask you about this. So racquetball, what is racquetball?
Racquetball, it's with a bigger ball, so it's like a tennis ball, but much bouncier, so it gives you a good run around the court.
But you play on the squash court?
Yeah, you play on the squash court.
Oh, wow. Do you get a bigger bat?
You do. It's a wider surface, but a shorter handle. So it is good fun, and it definitely works your agility, that one.
Right, okay. Well, there's a potential challenge. It would probably mean I'd pick up the wrong bat and go on the court. So I'd always call them bats. I know they're rackets.
I'd be there with a badminton racket. I'd probably pick the wrong one, definitely.
Maybe I would play against you anyway. Now, do sports clubs in general see a huge upturn in membership applications in the year? Everyone's gone, right, that's it, got to get fit now.
You do. There is a rise. You notice at certain times as well. Definitely this is the most popular time. And
are you seeing that right now?
Yeah, we are. We're seeing quite a few members come through. Obviously, we want some more, but who doesn't?
Absolutely, yes. Do you see those people tail off through the year? Do you you see them loads now for the first 2 or 3 months, and then by sort of April, May time, they're like, oh, actually, there's something good on telly?
Yeah, you do see that quite a lot with fitness around, but obviously you just need to help get them motivated and, see them getting back in the gym. So
I was going to okay. So we've already covered the squash courts and the racquetball courts. You mentioned there the gym. What kind of facilities are there for the gym?
We have quite a few facilities. We've got a couple of running machines, weights. We've got cross trainers, different sort of things like that. So it's a gym for everyone's abilities, not just the muscle. We've obviously got cardio stuff as well, cardiovascular. To help you out as well.
What about obviously on the squash club side, is there training as well? Because there's a pro shop, for want of a better word, in there, isn't there, for equipment? But do you have training as well?
What sort of training?
Well, for either in the gym or the squash or whatever. If someone was coming to the sport as a complete and utter novice.
Yeah, we offer one-to-one coaching.
Oh, right.
And even for children, we have Saturday morning junior coaching, which is one-to-one and group sessions as well. And then they have matches against other children of their age and different abilities to help them improve. And obviously adults can have one-to-one coaching as well.
Not playing against the kids, though. That just wouldn't be fair.
No.
I'm not going to win.
No, I was going to say that's exactly it. The kids would win every time. So what's the kind of earliest age that you could start playing a game like squash?
Well, I suppose as soon as you could pick up a racket, I'd
right.
say. Maybe
about
have a go.
About 2.5 then. Okay, brilliant. Well, if you've got any questions that you want to ask Josie, then get in touch. You can do that. Obviously, the easiest way is by Twitter. And the feed is already busy this evening, Martin, isn't it? What's coming in?
Loads of stuff. I might even run out of time to do everything. South Devon College, their first open event of the year is this week. So if you've got kids of that age, then get them along to there and see what they want to do next. At ENI_market, they're tuning in for their favourite hour. Hello. AG_signs_print. They're offering help with signs, printing, websites, and they're pushing their website services definitely tonight. New account, traffic_sound. They're your travel site for news on trains and cars and roads and all that lot. Would have been useful this morning if you were driving out of Newton Abbot.
Yes, a bit of road closure action going on there, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay, keep them coming this evening. TorbayHour radio show. It's currently 8:20. Some people accuse us of not being live. It's ridiculous. We're here, aren't we?
We're here.
We're definitely
We're
here.
not live if you're listening on YouTube.
No, it's a fair point. Yeah, anyway, the other thing we do is we like to play music from bands or artists that live or work in Devon. So if you are an artist, maybe you're a singer, maybe you're in a band and you want to get a bit of airplay to your music, send it in and we could be playing you. And we've had now, there's quite a lot of music coming through, which is great.
Yeah.
So thanks for all that.
Definitely.
We're going to play tonight 2 artists we've never played before on the show, which is wonderful. First one is from Chris Thomas. This is a brilliant song, really, really chilled out. It's called If Not You.
I turn to now, when I've turned every corner, now I'm lost in this labyrinth of life. Who do I turn to now? Where do I run to now? I've run to the end of this earth and found no answers. Where do I run to now? Talk to now. I've been talking in my sleep to anyone who will listen. Who do I talk to now? Who will catch me now? When I'm falling and tumbling, cannot see how I will land. Who will catch me now? If not you. If not you. Who's gonna hold me now? Yeah, hold me tight, but don't hold me back, please. Who's gonna hold me now? Who's gonna listen now? And although I shout, it seems like a whisper. Who's gonna listen now? If not you. If not you. Who's gonna love me now? If not you, then where can I rest this heart of mine? Who's gonna love me now? Who's gonna love me now?
There you go, Chris Thomas, If Not You, on the TorbayHour radio show. At 23 minutes past 8, we're talking and tweeting business with the Babacom Inn and whatever it is that they're building up to Easter. Easter party nights, yes. Thank you to everyone who's getting in touch tonight. We're talking fitness tonight, joined in the studio by Josie Dealey from the Torquay Squash and Racquet Club. And in fact, actually, it's fairly timely. There's an article in the paper saying that sitting down is killing us. So while we're tweeting tonight, you've got to get up, run around.
All right, hang on.
If you can. What kind of things, I mean, because you've got qualifications in fitness training, haven't you?
I do, yes. I do have a gym instructor level 1, certain things like that, yeah.
Okay. So what kind of things can people do if they're maybe not up yet playing squash or racquetball or coming out to the gym, but they definitely want to make a positive change? What can they do? And if most of us now spend most of our working days probably stuck behind computer monitors in some way or another, don't we? It's sitting down. So what can we do either while we're sat down or just to sort of make a bit of a change?
Well, even if you're sat down, you could do certain things like with your muscles, like lifting your legs up and then back down again slowly, sort of thing, is in front of you. There's loads of different things you could do. Even watching TV, you could even stand up for 10 minutes and, you know, walk on the spot or even jog on the spot, and you'll still burn more calories than you will be sat down.
Do you know, it kind of sounds a bit funny. I was trying to imagine sitting in the office and just sort of lifting my feet up and that, but I can feel it working.
I'm doing it now, actually.
We're all doing it. This is
running on the
ridiculous.
spot.
So, right, okay, the next step, once we've done a bit of lifting of feet and we're now ready to come and play squash, what are the barriers? Because if you're going to take up something like golf, obviously you've got to go out and buy your golf bats, and that's a fairly expensive thing to invest in, especially if you're laughing.
Golf bats.
I know. It explains an awful lot about why my golf game is so bad. But if you're going to go and make an investment in golf bats, you're looking at the thick end of, well, several £100s, aren't you? With squash, is it an expensive sport to get into?
It can be, depending on what sort of racket you're going for. If you're going for a top-end racket, then, you know, they can be £100 odd, but...
Yeah, but that's nowhere near as much as a...
It's not. It's quite a good sport to get into. I mean, we obviously, and I think most sports centres will hire rackets out as well anyway.
Right, okay.
At a small charge. So, you know, even for new people, even non-members who just walk in the door, we can still hire rackets out to people.
Okay. What about, is there a dress code?
Preferably non-marking soles on the court.
Yeah.
Which is black soled mainly as well, because obviously you want to keep the squash court in top condition, really.
Okay, but it's not a particularly snobby sport where everyone's sort of like, oh no, you're not wearing the right clothes or anything like that.
No, anyone can come along and just play in sport shorts and a t-shirt.
Excellent.
It's not fancy.
Now, this is one of the things which always proved a challenge for me. Is obviously with squash, you generally play against someone. Otherwise, it's going to be boring. So what can you do? I mean, obviously, you can't just necessarily, or can you say, right, well, actually, I'd like to play at 9:30. Is anyone available? Can you, presumably, there's leagues and things like that in the club where you're going to get games?
Yeah, I mean, once you become a member, I mean, for us anyway, once you become a member, there's so many benefits. I mean, you have access to the bar, on obviously our food side of things, but you also get entered into the different squash leagues, which means you can enter the competitions and, you know, play against people that you don't usually play against and work your ability and see how that changes.
That's where I was going while I was getting complacent, Martin. You see, I was always playing the same person. That explained the incredible performance.
Can't talk walking on the spot in my chair.
I know you are trying. You're making an effort there.
I'm sweating.
Right, okay.
It's not in here.
It's the only place in Torbay and South Devon that is fairly warm this evening. Now, you mentioned the social side with the bar. It's not going to be the 19th hole, is it? I don't know what you'd call it. The baseline bar.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you
sort
could
of like that, couldn't you? Yeah, it might work. You never know. But anyway, so bar and food and catering and the social side. Obviously, being a club, what kind of things can you offer a new member?
A new member. So obviously, when you become a new member, you have access to booking in advance. You can book a squash court a week in advance, which is quite good because sometimes when we have team games, the courts can become quite busy, and then it's not much time to book. You obviously have access to the outside area and all the other different activities that we hold.
Other activities like?
Like in the summer, we have a summer party happening. We have loads of different events going on during the year as well. Summer
party, outside area, barbecue.
Barbecue.
Yeah. You had us at barbecue, Josie. You know that, don't you? All right, we'll talk more about that real soon. We need to... we're falling behind time. We were doing so well. It's time for one of these.
The 140-second pitch. Sponsored by Torbay Discount Card. Torbay's community discount card.
Okay, our 140-second pitches. This is where we give you 140 seconds to talk about your business, your organisation or your activity. It's not quite as easy as it can sound. Sometimes people say 140 seconds, that's no time at all. Other times they say, wow, that's a long time. However, tonight we have, there's an exclusive announcement in here, I can tell you. First up is Brixfest. It's Harry. Harry, 140 seconds starts now.
Brixfest is a free family festival in Brixham which aims to celebrate our beautiful town, past and present. This year's events will run over the final May bank holiday, the 23rd to the 26th. And events include our annual grand fireworks display, live music from dozens of local musicians and bands, food stalls showcasing the best of the Southwest, live cooking shows demonstrating sustainable fish cooking, Children's Day with over 15 free workshops, events and activities, a community street party giving local groups, charities and society the chance to showcase their work, and so much more. Now in our 4th active year, the small but perfectly formed committee are really excited to be launching BricsFest 2015, our most engaging and spectacular festival yet. We're thrilled to be able to announce exclusively on the TorbayHour radio show that the world-renowned Yakovlev aerobatic display team will be appearing at BricsFest on the Sunday, the 24th of May at 3 p.m. Breakwater Beach is a perfect place to view this daring and exciting show, and we can't wait to give Brixham what it deserves, a proper good air display. We're also very proud to announce the launch of our brand new website tonight. Head over to www.bricksfest.com for more information and follow us on Twitter at BricsFest for all the news as and when it becomes available. Full lineup of events and acts will be available from the 25th of January. This coming Sunday we have our January fundraiser with live music from Chris Thomas being held at the Old Market House on Brixham's beautiful harbourside. Tickets are £10 to include a delicious hot buffet prepared by the Old Market House chefs, and a special thanks must go to St Austell Brewery for their support. If you'd like to come along, then feel free to send us a tweet at BricsFest or an email using our brand new website.
So tell me about the air display then.
They're called the Yakovlev aerobatic display team. They're very similar to, perhaps you may have heard of the Blade. They actually use Russian planes. The Yaks is hence their name, the Yakovlevs. And they'll be performing for approximately 15 minutes on Brixham's harbour-side. It's a fantastic little coup for us to get them, really. It's something that Brixham's never had before. It's bringing a completely new dimension to a festival which is already diversifying itself and attracting the thousands of visitors we do each year.
Nearly ran out of time there. First of our 140-second pitches tonight. If you fancy doing one of those, get in touch during the week and you could get that opportunity to promote your business next week. It's the TorbayHour radio show with the Babbacombe Inn in Babbacombe, funnily enough. You can find more information about them online and, of course, Twitter as well. Martin, what is happening on the TorbayHour Twitter feed tonight?
Right, PSP Torquay, they've grown so rapidly in the last 5 months that they're actually having to take someone else in. So they've got a new team member starting with them very, very soon. Sergeant Sheps had an interesting point actually earlier, so maybe PSP or one of our other insurance buds can answer this one. Does your insurance cover, your home insurance, cover emergency services breaking in for an emergency?
Ooh.
Something I never considered.
No, I'd never thought of that.
So if you're having a heart attack at home or someone like that, the emergency services come in, break down your door. Who's going to pay for the door?
To be honest, if I was having a heart attack and they broke in, I wouldn't really care.
No, neither would I, but you never know.
Anyway, yeah, so thanks for Sergeant Sheps for raising that one. We will try and get you an answer.
There you go. We Are South Devon. Give them a follow. They've given us loads of help on Facebook, so we're trying to repay the favour on Twitter. So that's at We Are South Devon, and or is it WASD? One of the two. And they're a local community-based news site, so get following them. And TKI.net are after raffle prizes, please, for their tweet up in March.
Fantastic. In the studio tonight as well is Josie Dealey from the Torquay Squash and Racquet Club. We've been talking fitness. Martin was looking mildly ridiculous. We thought there was a problem for a moment, but it turned out he was doing in-chair exercises.
Yeah, and then you made me flap like a swan.
No, we were all doing it.
Well, yeah, we all looked a bit stupid.
Apart from Josie, who's clearly knows far better than to fall for her own cunning traps. We've been talking about the things on offer at the Torquay Squash and Racquet Club. A lot more than just squash, let's put it like that. There's bar, there's the gym, there's the social side of things too, there's general health and fitness, kids clubs for squash as well.
Yeah, it's a whole package involved.
So, all right, let's get to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about the money. What kind of money we're looking at in terms of getting into playing squash? It's not an awful lot, but as a club to join, what kind of membership packages are available?
I mean, obviously we do a yearly payment, but the best offer would probably be to go monthly, because it's only £11.50 a month for gym and squash.
Really?
So if you wanted to be a gym member, it's £11.50 a month, or a squash member, it's £11.50 a month. So it's quite a good offer.
That is a very good offer. I mean, I'm trying to think of other sports that would be that cheap. I can't think of any. I mean, a golf club's going to cost you lots, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have to then pay for the court every time you turn up, counted rate than what you would have if you were a member.
Well, and that's also good because if you can't make it in one particular month, you're not sort of vastly out of pocket.
You're not, no.
Brilliant, we like that. So what other things are going on in Barton Road then that we're not aware of?
What type of things are you on about there?
Okay, I was trying to. It was a creative way of talking about the squash club. I don't know what other things are going on in Barton Road. I can make some educated guesses, but I won't. But what else is going on in the club in terms of, I don't know, coaching, events, other things that people can get involved with that's more than just a club?
So weekly we have, on a Wednesday night, we have a circuit training. So that helps those people who don't usually get out or sit behind desks and want to find a way to get them fit. For an hour, it's only £5, which isn't too bad actually for a circuit training session.
It's good, yeah.
And it's on one of the squash courts, and you do certain stuff. And then over the weeks, you see a gradual increase in your muscular endurance, which is always good.
We like that. Now, in terms of the social media side, you mentioned that the club wasn't using Twitter or Facebook until quite recently. How effective has it been in promoting what you do and where you are and all those kind of things?
I mean, we had Facebook beforehand, but obviously people didn't know too much about our Facebook page.
Right.
Recently we've joined Twitter, and that's gone off really good. I mean, the amount of members that we have now and people seeing us more as well is really good.
Do you find it's a good way to stay in touch with the members that you got? Are they joining?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone gives us a follow or everyone gives us a like on Facebook, and then they see what's going on in the club, especially on Facebook. There's quite a few pictures on there about what we have to offer and what we look like as well, really.
It's certainly better in your case than it is for me and Martin. But now, one of the things which we're always trying to talk about is how businesses can use social media to promote themselves, because some of the people that might have got Twitter because we've got to be on Twitter, but they don't really use it properly. Similar kind of thing with Facebook as well. How have you found it as a mechanism for promoting? Is it because it's not necessarily applicable to all types of business, is it?
No, I mean, it's quite hard in the sport industry to get people who look at the internet all the time to your centre. I mean, we found it quite good because some people have mentioned, we saw you on Twitter and came down and wanted to have a look at the area, and they've had a look around and, ended up becoming gym members and stuff like that. So it is quite a good way for us to promote ourselves.
So what happens then if you're quite good, and bearing in mind I clearly know nothing about the squash sort of as you go up through the country, what happens if you're really good at a local level? What mechanisms are there, not necessarily in your club, but going on up, to promote people through the game? I mean, obviously tennis has received a lot of criticism, hasn't it, for its elitist attitude towards some of the people playing. Is squash similar, or is there a good mechanism for promotion?
No, I mean, everyone helps each other at squash. I mean, if someone gets stuck or isn't hitting the right shot properly, I mean, everyone's around and helps them out. And, if they're progressing quite well, obviously word of mouth gets around, this player is extremely good. And, different people look at them and then help them out.
So or has there been any kind of massive success stories from this part of the world in the national squash circuit?
Not that I know of, but then I might not know as much as other people might do. So.
Fair enough. No, that's fine. I don't mind. So if you're interested in playing squash, or maybe you are the next Andy Murray in the squash world, because he's done fairly well for himself in the tennis world.
Well, yeah.
So if you are, then you now know what you need to do. You need to get in touch. Now, it's very important that we get your contact details. So what is the phone number for the club?
The phone number is 01803 323 491.
And your Facebook page is?
It is Torquay Squash and Racquetball Centre.
And your Twitter is?
@TQ_squash.
Brilliant. Martin, you've got something to say?
Yes.
You're bursting at the seams.
Yeah, I know, because I love getting answers. PSP Torquay have been back on. They've answered our question about the insurance.
Oh, great.
So they're saying emergency services, check your policy, or he'll willingly do it. But generally, he'd say the damage to the structure should be covered.
Right. I was waiting for you to come back and say, no, it's your own fault.
No, so apparently the structure should be covered, but it's worth checking your policy, or if not, he can do it for you.
And that's probably, again, why I'm not in the insurance game. I'd never have thought to have actually had a clause in there for a fireman breaking down your door.
As I say, there's thought about it.
Yeah. It's time for another tune. It's coming up to 20 to 9. Our second new artist on the show tonight is Alex Gregory. She's fantastic. This is called A Story. Alex Gregory, and that's A Story on the TorbayHour radio show. Good evening. It's coming up to 8:45. We've got 15 minutes left of talking and tweeting in business in Torbay and South Devon. Thanks to the Babacom Inn for their support and everybody else who supports the show as well. Don't forget a chance to listen again. So if you want to enjoy the show all over again, or in fact say you've just joined us and you want to hear the previous shows, the YouTube channel is there It's so simple. You go to YouTube, you search for
TorbayHour. What else would it be?
And then it all comes up straight in front of you, which is great. In the studio tonight, Josie Dealey is here from the Torquay Squash and Racquetball Club, and suffering a bit of a coughing fit. Saw Martin doing some in-chair exercises. It all went downhill from there, really. It was just constant hilarity. So we've covered most things, I think, haven't we, that goes on in the club. We've had the barbecues. I've got to say, I saw this earlier on. I went to the header picture of the Torquay Squash and Racquet Club, and if you looked on Twitter and seen it there, it's all this fitness stuff. There's the gym, there's the squash club, and a massive great big burger and chips.
Don't forget it's a cheeseburger as well.
It is a cheeseburger. How could I have missed that? There's us on our health kick, and we're thinking, yeah, walking in your chair, very good. Oh, actually, we should re-sing, shouldn't we? Walking in the Air for Martin. I'm walking in a chair. And neither of us are clearly going to sing on that one. Right, okay, we touched on the barbecue and the outside activities. There's the bar in there as well. Are people welcome to just come in and have a drink with the other members and talk squash?
Yeah, of course they are. I mean, we have an open door policy, so anyone can play squash. Non-members are welcome in the club, and they're more than welcome to have a drink and some food afterwards.
Oh, right, excellent. Oh, we like that. It's a very inclusive club, isn't it? How many members have you got?
I'd say we've got about 400, possibly.
Really?
Yeah.
And obviously they're not all there at the same time, otherwise it would be busy on the courts.
No.
So if you fancy getting into squash, maybe it'll be your New Year's resolution. It's a bit of a late one, I have to say. Actually, maybe mine should be actually getting back and playing squash again.
That would be good, actually.
That'd
be quite fun to see as well.
All right, we'll have a TorbayHour challenge match.
We'll film it.
No, we won't. No,
I'll be sweatier than you, don't worry about it.
No, we won't.
The 142nd pitch. Sponsored by Torbay Discount Card. Torbay's community discount card.
Okay, it's time for a second one of these. If you're in need of IT services, Ponticello can help.
Good evening. I am Peter Hunt from Ponticello IT Solutions. Ponticello is based in Torquay and has been providing computer support since 1998. We offer a huge range of services, but it all starts with a product we call Systemize, which tells you what is going on. Systemize monitors your entire IT system by scanning every PC and server for errors every few minutes, night and day, which means problems are identified instantly and the appropriate action can be taken. Systemize is available for just £1.75 per PC per month. Let me tell you how important Systemize could be to your business. If you Google Massachusetts police pay ransom, you will see that in 2013 they were forced to pay a ransom to recover files after computers were infected by a virus. CryptoLocker encrypts files, and even with the resources of the US government behind them, the Massachusetts police still had to pay the ransom. It was either pay up or lose the files forever. Now, a business in Torquay was hit by the same virus last year, but because they had Systemize, we were able to stop it and recover all their data from our secure backup servers, meaning they didn't have to pay the ransom. At Ponticello, all our engineers are Microsoft certified with up-to-date skills and extensive knowledge. We know how to make servers and PCs perform at their very best. We support a wide range of businesses. We have clients with many servers and PCs, but we also have clients who work from home with only 1 or 2 computers. All businesses need support, and no business is too small. Ponticello can provide backup solutions, antivirus protection, email, Wi-Fi for hotels. We can block access to websites that waste time, and we can monitor internet usage. See what people have to say about Ponticello. Visit our website at ponticello.co.uk. Relax in the knowledge that your IT systems are monitored and supported, so you can get on with running your business. Call Ponticello on Torquay 200 402. Visit our website, ponticello.co.uk. Follow us on Twitter at Ponticello IT. Ponticello, isn't it nice when technology just works?
Very polished performance there from Peter. I think I was impressed with that one. 140-second pitches. If you fancy having a go at that, then get in touch during the week, and we could be featuring you and your business next week. And try that as well with the IT. In around about 10 minutes' time, try turning off your computer and see how long you can survive before you start getting that feeling of like, I'm missing out.
Computer's fine. It's your phone.
I need to be connected.
I can't step away from my phone.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad. My wife, he comes to bed with me. It's the first thing I do in the morning. It's the last thing I do at night.
Oh,
That's
I went
dedication.
through a time where we were kind of right, won't charge the phone in the bedroom. Because apparently there was a thing on the paper that was saying that charging the phone in the bedroom is the worst thing you can do. There's got all kind of waves that come off the phone, and it means you get interrupted sleep patterns and stuff like that. So we thought, right, we'll charge the bedroom, and suddenly realised, of course, it's the alarm clock.
Yeah, that's a bad time to remember that.
Although, if you put the phone at the bottom of the bed or out of range where you can't just reach over and touch it and turn it off,
Yep.
you've actually got to get up to stop the annoying noise.
I used to do that when I was a paper boy. When I was a paper boy back in the day.
Well, a couple of weeks ago.
Ah, I'm a bit older than I look, obviously.
You took the, you put the alarm clock out of range?
Yeah, I used to put it at the end of the bed. So I had to get up.
Okay. Doesn't detract from the fact that you're sad enough not to sort of kiss your wife goodnight and say, good night, dear.
Oh, no.
Check your phone first.
No. I give her a kiss, roll over, and then check my phone. Priorities,
dear.
you know,
Absolutely.
come on.
Yeah. We're meant to be talking and tweeting business.
Oh, yeah.
Not that kind of business. Right. What's on Twitter feed tonight?
At Elsie and Arthur, they're a Devon-based brand spreading high-quality and low-cost clothing, so give them a follow and say hi. At Bob the Bus Totnes, we've been tweeted by a bus. How good is that? They're looking for a volunteer driver. It's a community lifeline bus, and they only want about 4 hours a week or something like that. So if you've got a few spare hours, then give them a follow, give them a hand, and say hello to them too. Redford Clear, they were on earlier saying they've got metal detecting hire. So if you do lose your wife's wedding ring, you know where it is, but you can't find it, give them a shout, and they can find it for you.
Interesting how you chose that example as opposed to going out, sort of doing some treasure hunting.
Well, I suppose you can go out and do treasure hunting, but I'm thinking if this guy's going to turn up and do a metal detecting hire for you, then it's going to be for something like a wedding ring.
Oh, okay.
I've never lost my wedding ring, but there you go. I've dented it a few times, but that's by the by. A couple of jobs going. Torbay, they've got a job going at the moment, so get in touch with them if you're looking to get into a estate agency. As we say, we've had a few estate agents come along recently. So,
Well, see, I suspect that there's a bit of an upturn in the housing market, I've got to say.
yeah, but a lot of people seem a lot more confident about it.
Yeah.
So
We like that. I just think Twitter is so great for recruitment. It really is.
yeah, exactly.
We like that. So, job with Heart in Torbay.
A job with Heart in Torbay. There's also been True Brass UK. They're looking for a manager as well at the moment. So if you're into your brass music and everything else like that, give them a shout too. And there's a job going there.
We like that as well.
If you own your own business, Superfast Biz, they've got a free conference at the end of the month to learn about the latest technologies. So give them a shout too.
I think technology is one of those things that's impossible to stay fully up to date with. It's probably only current the day you go on the event, and the following day something faster will be out. Definitely. Josie, now I've had a quick look at your website. There's more on there as well. There's big snooker tables and a solarium too.
Yeah, we do have snooker and a solarium as well.
Not combined, I hasten to add. The idea of that would quite silly. Do you have, when you've got like snooker and pool and things like that, is there a league going on? Do you have or is it just purely for casual? Well, we've got a snooker table over frame.
You do have to become a member to use the snooker table.
Oh, right,
You do have to become a member for that one. But we do have teams as well, so you can become involved with the team games.
Wow, so that means snooker's more elitist than squash. Okay, so we've covered the membership benefits, haven't we? And it's £11, basically £11.50. You through the door with privileges.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there is a joining fee for the first month, which I will mention is £16.50. So the first month will be £28, but after that it's £11.50 a month.
It's a bargain. Why aren't we all down there? In fact, there have been some challenges thrown down by the sound of it.
Yeah, a lot of people are sort of saying, when's the squash match? I'm scared now. What have I let myself in for?
Oh dear. Now we need training on this one, Josie. We need help, coaching.
come down and we'll sort some sessions out.
Yeah, if me and you go down beforehand, we'll get some coaching in and some practice.
We could do this as the squash factor, couldn't we? So I'll have my champion. who are the Louis Walsh kind of Simon Cowell characters that you've got at the club that can help us out?
There's quite a few characters, I'd say. Would be quite good for that one.
We're looking forward to this now.
No professionals, please. If you play squash anyway, you're not in the TorbayHour competition, all right? Because I want to be able to get through at least one match. In fact, actually, no, get me out in the first match. I don't have to do any more running.
Right, this is deteriorating. We're not talking and tweeting business now. Martin, keep going with the feed.
Right, okay, so we've got our account, Torbay People. If you want to promote your business, if you want to promote your area, if you want to promote anything about Torbay, get in touch, take over the Torbay People account for a week, and it's yours. Also, Simply Fun Net, they were on earlier. He said fitness, try being an entertainer. You got to shift all the gear and then do your entertainment work after that.
Oh, yeah. When I used to do the old mobile DJ circuit, it was the thing at the end of the night, loading up your car. Everyone else is having a fantastic time and has 18 pints under their belt or whatever.
Oh, no.
And then you've got to lug all the gear outside. So, yes, I can testify that does keep you a little bit fit. Now, one of the things, actually, I was thinking about this earlier on. Last week, we were doing a kind of masterclass from Martin in social media and the things. One of the things I wanted to experiment with was whether or not you'd be better off tweeting with a hashtag or the @ symbol. I wondered whether anyone had any better experiences than I have with that. I didn't really get any definitive results. I tried with both, and neither one came back as particularly different.
Oh, well, there you go. They both work. There you go. You can either do the hashtag or you can do the @Torbay_hour, and both will be good.
Now, yeah, simple as that.
There you go. But apart from at the moment, right now, you should probably just use the hashtag TorbayHour, because Torbay_hour is in jail.
Oh.
We've done it again. We've put the account into jail again because we've been too busy tweeting.
I've never achieved that status, I've got to say.
You don't tweet as much as we do.
No, that's right. What kind of level do you have to do to do that?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, good question. I don't know. To be honest, it can change on a basis. I think if you flag up that you're using it too much, then Twitter just goes, hold on, you're using too much of our bandwidth, naff off.
I mean, there are actually, we touched last week on the restriction. I had no idea that if you follow 2,000 people, then they stop you until your followers exceeds that.
Until you get up to about 1,800, yeah. Until you get the ratios right, and then, they won't let you follow any more people.
Okay, and so there are actually more restrictions than instantly it appears, aren't there?
Yeah, I mean, it's to protect them, it's to protect the people that use them, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, we don't like going into jail, although we see it as a bit of a badge of honour, but we'd rather be tweeting the whole hour. But for people that follow us, as I said last week, we tweet a hell of a lot, especially during this hour. So it's not really great for everyone else, and if we wanted to, and if we kept up this level of tweeting for the whole day, then a lot of people would get really upset about it. So, it's understandable why they put these levels in place.
Right, thank you for that. Josie, thank you so much for coming in. We've learnt a lot more about the Torquay Squash and Racquetball Club. Give us your contact details again.
Okay, so the phone number is 01803 323 491. Facebook is at Torquay Squash and Racquetball Centre, and the Twitter is at TQ_squash.
Brilliant. Okay, so if you fancy getting the kids involved, pretty much when they can pick up a bat, racket, I need to get more into, if I'm going to play the game, I need to get more. So anyway, from pretty much when they can pick up the racket, you can start having fun on a squash court.
Definitely. Okay,
brilliant. Plus, of course, there's snooker, there's the gym, there's the solarium, there's the bar, there's barbecues in the summer, and a new logo right outside. So maybe if you drive that road regularly, all of a sudden you're going to start knowing all about it.
Definitely.
Brilliant. Thank you for that. If you want to find out more, contact Josie. She can fill you in on all the details. Thank you so much for coming in. Martin, we've got a minute and a half left on the show.
Marvellous.
New accounts, please. Any new accounts tonight?
Landgage Farm, they've been tweeting us tonight. Ice cream. We'll get them in. Is ice cream cake? Can we get away with ice cream? Yeah, we can get away with ice cream. It's cold. Look, Company, they were in last week, so hello again to them. Simon Latarch, he's been on, tweeting away. Devon Pixels, they've been on all night, saying hi and everything like that. Underscore The Lost Sound, I think they're a music company, so get your music into us, please.
Yeah, new artists, please. If maybe you've just done your first recording, maybe you want to get some feedback from it. Actually, it's a good point. We need to chase up Adam Isaac. He was in just before Christmas. He said he wanted to get some new material out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Adam, sort it out.
Come on, yeah. So get in touch, play your songs, or we could be playing them for you next week. Don't forget, if you've only just switched on and you're thinking, well, I need to hear the start of the show, you can do that on our Listen Again service. As we christened it last week, it's the TorbayHour Plus service.
Yes, plus whatever you want it to be.
Absolutely. It doesn't have a subscription cost at all. All you need to do is pop along to YouTube. It is that simple. Go to YouTube, search for TorbayHour, and you can enjoy the shows all over again. That's almost it. I can't believe how quickly these hours go.
They do.
It is craziness. It is now 9 o'clock. You can now turn off your computers and find out, if they don't work, how you can live your life.
Talking and tweeting business in Torbay and South Devon. This is the TorbayHour Radio Show.